Hello, everyone. Joining me now is a great guy from Pittsburgh. I used to live in Pittsburgh. I've talked to him recently. The founder, Wimkin Social Media. I'm on there. You should be on there as well. We'll tell you why in just a minute. But I'm having you on because you have something big going on. Just frustration with social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm worried every morning I wake up, I'm going to have my account taken away. We shouldn't live in a world like that, right?
Mm. We definitely shouldn't. I mean, and to be honest with you, conservative censorship, obviously, I'm on the conservative side. I know you have a very diverse audience, so I want to definitely, put that forth before we get into anything. But, realistically, probably over the last 12 to 15 years, conservatives have had a really rough time getting their message out, getting a lot of, the same perks as what these big tech platforms, believe the narrative should be. That goes along with the left usually. Now, just a quick rundown. I know it says Wimkin social media there. People are probably like, what is Wimkin? Wimkin stands for World Must Know Now in honor of free speech. And if you look at our logo, the eyes are people, because as Dave knows, the FCC very well, I'd imagine, they wouldn't let us use WMKN because they're call letters. So we added the people as eyes because if you sound out WMKN, it sounds like Wimkin. So that's how that started. But I basically, guys, I'm just going to tell you a quick rundown of how I got started in this. And
Okay. And I'm going to bring up your website to Wimkin while you're
yeah,
talking. Okay.
okay, absolutely, thank you. Um, I come from the healthcare IT industry. I was working in IT during COVID and obviously before COVID. And so, long story short, me being in actual IT and coding the system that is used by probably at least I'd say 2 million medical professionals. I'm again in Pittsburgh. We had the second largest health insurance network as well as the second largest health network actually. Dave, I know you know it very well. I'm just not going to mention it because I don't want to get sued. But realistically, so what I did is I updated the system, and then anytime you do that, you need to train individuals like doctors, even patient intake coordinators, on the system. But in September of 2019, and the timing is obviously very important here. September, my team was tasked to start writing a different type of protocol for a certain type of test. We had no idea what the test was for. We were just tasked with getting this to be reported on in the system, which is Epic. I can tell you that. A lot of people know what that is. And from there, we also had to write a backdoor protocol to where these individuals could report the test results to the county health department when positive. Again, that was September of 2019. We didn't even know. But we had to get 130,000 tests ready. We had to get these to our primary care physicians, which were over 2,300 at the time. And obviously, it ended up being COVID. And once we actually ended up launching this in January, February, working with the doctors that I was working with, they had my card. They didn't have to call the 1-800 number and sit on hold to get somebody. They could call me. And the doctors said, "We are not giving these tests." And I'm like, "Okay, not my test. All I did was set up the IT."
Yeah.
It turned out that they were testing for any type of coronavirus, Dave. Any type of coronavirus means you and I right now probably have one at least, and we're asymptomatic for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's why everything was coming in, "Oh my gosh, everyone's positive, it's so bad." It was completely, it was full of deception, and I went to my seniors and, executives and stated, there's one guy I'll tell you about that, I don't wanna mention his name personally, but I'll tell you after because I know you know him, but, because he's on the board.
Ooh,
And,
okay.
I went to them and I said, "I'm not being a part of this. My name's not gonna be attached to this. There's something completely wrong with this, and I'm gone." So I left. I started World Must Know Now, in honor of free speech. It was just a website at first. We were getting up to 30,000 people per day that wanted to talk about how they were killing people in nursing homes, how they're putting
Oh,
their
I know
people in
about
nursing
that.
homes.
I know about that.
Yep. Yeah, Michigan, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
my mom, they made my mom a COVID hub. Governor Whitmer did. But go on.
Jesus, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, Shapiro here, obviously, I know you're very familiar with him. Man, I'm sorry, that gives me chills, but,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
so, we had people telling their stories of that. We had people saying that, "Hey, my grandfather was killed in a car accident," and they listed him as a
yep.
COVID death. Like, they wanted to tell the truth. So we had certain writers that were writing stories. Basically a media hub called World Must Know. They wanted more. People wanted to actually contribute. They wanted to do basically what you can do on social media. So that is how Wimkin was born.
Cool.
We launched in September of 2020 and we were rapidly number one in the app stores. But we were banned January 12th. 3 days after Parler was banned on Apple and Google Play on the 15th. And so we weren't even in existence for 4 months at this point in time yet. And we were banned as number one app store. I'm sorry, number one app on the app stores in terms of social
Wow.
trending.
I knew about Parler and I heard of you, so they immediately just boom took you down right away after January 6th, right? That's when they did it?
Yeah, they did. It was right after. And to be honest with you, you know, the way, as you know the platform, the way we're set up, we're extremely comparable to Facebook. I mean, you can live stream from the app. That's something you can't even do on X
Yeah, I have it up.
still.
I have it up on the. I have my Wimkin page up on the screen now, and it
Okay.
looks,
Yep.
yeah, similar to Facebook. I'm just scrolling it right here. It looks amazing. So,
Well, thank you.
why did they
Yeah,
shut
I
you
mean,
down? What was their reason for shutting you and Parler down? I know they tried saying that Parler was, the insurrection and was planning all of that. That was their claim, I think, with them.
claim with us as well that we were allowing organization against the government and also COVID misinformation and vaccine misinformation. So it's something that was absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest with you, we only had I think 300,000 members when we were banned. We're over 9 million now.
Wow.
And the app store, like you're showing the website, the app is so similar to Facebook. Again, you can touch it, go live, you can video chat, voice call. It's got groups, pages, everything that you need as social media. So they saw us as a threat. I mean, you don't go to number one that quickly, and people say, "Wow, this is actually a good platform." And they saw us actually starting to make money, which is where we come into this class action suit we're going
Yeah,
to discuss.
and it turns out January 6th, a lot of whatever happened, communication was being done on Meta. It was being done on Instagram. It was, I mean, it was not on the individuals. It was later proven that a lot of it was on Meta. So it was just totally BS. And you fought your way back.
Fought our way back after 9 months, and it's funny because I didn't even know until basically 18 months ago when we started releasing more of the files under Mike Johnson. I didn't know that Wimkin was literally mentioned in every single person's deposition. The government asked if they did anything wrong on our platform. Then I find out there's this covert group, or there's a covert division of the U.S. Postal Service called ICOP, ICOP. If you all just want to look up ICOP and Wimkin on an internet search, you are going to see that the U.S. Postal Service was surveilling my platform and my users. It's just absolutely unbelievable what we've gone through. But it's that and the fact when you mentioned Parler,
Yeah.
I don't think still many people know this to this day. Another internet search for all your individuals, the number 7 and the letters TB as in terabyte, 7 terabyte, and then type in Parler, and you will find out that they got most of the J6ers arrested because they failed to scrub their metadata. Just happened to be on January 6th, in and around the Capitol, people at home posting videos, posting. That was all scraped by a hacker, and it was all provided to the government. So it was a complete setup. Plus, John Matz, as you remember, they got banned by AWS. John Matz worked there for 6 years as a mid-level executive. He knew this was going to happen.
Wow.
And if you remember anything about Parler, because I know you were probably looking for social media because you have a great platform, you tell the truth, which is the
Yeah,
most amazing thing.
yeah,
Um,
all of them.
well, Parler, if you recall, if you wanted to do anything other than post and share a post, you had to send them your ID.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, that is just it's just all there for people. Not only did Parler provide the information to them, they already had your ID and your address.
Even
It
just to be
is
a
right
normal
there.
normal user like Meta, we were talking earlier. If I have to run an ad or something, money exchanging, I give an ad. But Parler wanted everyone to give their.
They even sent a message on the platform. Yep, they called it Parler citizenship, and boy, did that not work.
No. So I've gotta move along. But so this happened to you. You're
Mhm.
back. Are you suing the government or what? Get into this about how
Yep.
because we need to remember. People yell at me for talking about what happened back in the day, but we need to remember this. It can happen again. And actually, I don't trust any of the platforms other than yours right now because any one of us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I know they're privately owned companies, and maybe that's a question. Let me ask you that first. How there someone will say Facebook, they can do what they want, they're private. How do you answer that to people? They can block you in a minute, they can do it, they're private. Is that right, I guess?
To some extent that they're not government run, but they're a publicly traded company. So I mean, they should have scrutiny. And But Section 230 of the American Decency Act allows them to say, "This is our platform." Once you post something on their platform, it's now their content. So your intellectual property basically becomes theirs or at least shared with them, and they can say this goes against our standards. That's something that's very scary. I mean, I hate that, but it does protect me as a platform owner. But we, as a platform owner, Dave, you've seen it. It's very clean. We don't allow any pornography, any nudity, any
No.
posts saying we're going to kill you, hurt you, any post selling drugs. It's common sense,
What is
and
what is your philosophy? Mine is I think any speech should be allowed as long as it is not illegal and like here in the United States. If it's illegal, it shouldn't be allowed. And I hate to say this at times, but being a news reporter, hate speech, I would never stand on a corner and yell, anything bad, but you can do that in this country. And I think on social media, you should be allowed to say what you want as long as you're not committing a crime.
That's exactly how we run this because I've gone you could probably imagine every single argument that's been brought to me, like people saying nudity is art, and I'm like, great, it's a teen rated platform, so you can't, it's a crime. We have we have a very, very, very real stance on hate speech as well. I can't stand it. I hate it with a passion. I hate hate speech, of course.
Same here. Same here.
But it's something that if I'm not allowing that, then I'm actually lying and committing honest services fraud saying that this platform exists, because it's not a crime. I mean, it can cross to a crime. It can cross to stalking. It can cross to a lot of different things, harassment. But if someone just wants to call somebody a derogatory statement, I can't do anything about that.
Unless you're in what Europe now or some where that's going. That's a whole other story. So
Yeah.
before I leave you, what is the lawsuit? What are you seeking? Who is it against?
So you know this. Every single conservative company, or it doesn't even have to be conservative. Anybody who has been shut down by Meta, by Facebook at the time, by Twitter at the time, by PayPal, by Stripe, Square, as credit card processors, as
So they
constant
colluded.
contact.
Sorry to interrupt
Yeah,
you. They
literally.
colluded with the government.
Anybody who literally stifled your message, and this is the thing, as you know, is a part of this lawsuit as well. We're seeking. We have over, I think, 28,000 people that have already signed up for it. First and foremost, some of them are very big. Some of them are actually politicians because never did I think of this.
Nice.
I learn something new every single day, which is one of my. I try to do that every day, anyways. But one of a senator that I know that ran for governor, he signed up for a lawsuit saying that he lost at least $25,000 a day in funding.
Wow.
He couldn't get his message out to people, and he lost the election due to that. And I'm like, wow, did we just open up another can of worms that I didn't even think about?
Wow. Is this so? Is this
That's
a
what.
lawsuit or is this possible legislation?
So that's the thing. I'm doing too. It's a double-edged sword here because people do need to pay.
Yeah.
Now, again, I just want to state that reparations are being paid right now for slavery of something that happened 150 plus years ago that nobody committed and no one has been a victim of. So this is happening in the last 6 years. And one thing I do want to say, Dave, because a lot of people are already saying the statute of limitations ran out. No, it wasn't. If I was making $1,000 in 2020 and got shut down, it still affects me to this day. So equitable tolling applies to this. So
Okay.
there's nothing they can do to beat it on that level. The only thing we have to look at is 230, but there are protected speech aspects to this. But I know you're very slammed for time. So in regards to this as well, I wrote and drafted the Digital Free Speech Reparations Act, which is now with 9 different congressional members to
Okay.
get sponsored. They want to call it the fake news bill, which I like because that will get some serious traction in a certain administration that we know.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're asking for $500 billion in appropriations set aside by all big tech companies, Google, Yahoo. I mean, even mainstream media has to be a part of this because
Oh yeah.
cancel culture when they put things out of this nature. We're talking Yelp. We're talking, I mean, everything you could possibly think of. Any way you were harmed, and you could go to my website to sign up for this. And you can also read the bill, and I would definitely suggest sending that to your senators and congressional members.
Your
But
website
my
again.
website,
What? Yeah, your website is.
JC Sheppard, just like it's spelled there, jcsheppard.com. And then on the menu bar, there's a link to the bill and lawsuit, and also just something that's there too. I took the time to convert the 33,000 images of Epstein files into PDF. So if anybody wants them too, they can actually download it. It's the only place on the internet to get them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, you're a busy guy. Um, so does this legislation do anything for the future? Does it protect anything in the future?
It's written in there. I mean, we want. I mean, I don't know if they would be dumb enough to if they really have to set aside $500 billion. Um, but that's a question I can't answer. I mean, I see things every single day that blow my mind. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, that's the pop up there. That if anybody
Okay.
does
Cool.
want them, there's 38 volumes of the evidence. So, no one put it in the PDF, and the government released it ridiculously. So I put that in there,
Okay.
for people to get. So
And they can
sorry, but yeah,
also
and
right here at, well, the home screen, and then okay, more information right here. Subscribe to
Yep.
newsletter. Okay,
And
so
if you
that
want to, I have a link there that says JC's Fight for You. You can see what the government actually did to us. You can actually see the House Select Committee, Benny Thompson's demands, which are going to make you actually sick to your stomach because they asked for every single person's personal information, IP address, email address, phone number, credit card numbers that obviously we didn't have, and they wanted personal messages on the platform in between people, and they also wanted people not to be able to delete their accounts. So I
what?
mean, I'm not kidding. This is
Yeah.
something that will turn people's stomachs.
I got like a minute left. My wife's calling me. I have to go get the kids. So before, what can people do to help you? Because I think all of us, either we are left, Democrat, Republican. If you're a Republican and you say, "Oh, this happened to me," tables could easily be turned one day. You never know. It's all about free speech. What can people do to get the word out of it? Go to your website, obviously. Does it help to write lawmakers? Does that matter anymore? What can help?
You can download the bill and you can actually send it right along, and say, "Hey, listen, I want to be a part of this. I want you to bring this to light because this actually happened." And again, you can reference the fact that people were getting reparations far out of statute as 180 plus years ago. So, there's certainly legs to this, as they say in the legal world. And anybody who really wants to be on a great platform that you're never going to be shut down from, that you can monetize, that you can live stream, you could do anything really you can do on Facebook there. Wimkin, go. It stands for, again, worldmustknow.com. You can go to wimkin.com or you can download this in the App Store because we did beat them after 9 months.